Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be an adoption update. It's been about a month since I posted the last adoption update, and I had hoped to be able to do like a video every 2 weeks or something, but that just has not worked out. So I'm going to do the best I can to update you guys as much as I can. But basically we are about 4 weeks from traveling, I hope. If you've ever adopted internationally, you know that there are definitely variables and things that can change your time frames and your plans. Nothing is really set in stone until we have our travel approval and we can actually book our airline tickets. So we know when we want to leave, we know when we're hoping to leave, we think that it's possible to leave then, and I talked about that in my other video. I'm hoping to leave the day after Christmas. Now, we ended up finding out after talking to the travel agent that he thinks I probably need to leave Christmas Day in order to get in time to settle in and get into our hotel and everything before they bring Rosie to us. And also for availability and pricing and stuff, because obviously not a lot of people travel on Christmas Day. So that may end up being what we have to do. It's obviously not my first choice of things I want to do, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, I'll do whatever I have to do. So my kids are a little upset that mommy might be leaving Christmas Day, but I've told them, like, for us, we'll just celebrate a day early. You know, we'll celebrate Christmas Day on Christmas Eve. Like, it's really not that big of a deal, I don't think. So hopefully that will all work out. The other thing is that, like, all of our paperwork is done. We have submitted everything we need to submit, you know, unless somebody pops up with some extra piece of paper, like, we are done with the paperwork part of it. We're just kind of waiting on that final approval. So that is a big relief to have that kind of off of my chest, to not have to worry about any more paperwork and getting anything notarized and getting things authenticated and certified and, you know, blah, blah, blah. That process can be a little bit exhausting and expensive. Sending paperwork, I don't even want to know how much we have spent at UPS. I feel totally scatterbrained, and I really should have written down some notes, because I am in full-blown, like, nesting and just craziness mode. I always joke around that, like, towards the end of my adoptions, like, people call it being paper pregnant. And you really do have a lot of the same emotions and kind of things going on that you do when you're pregnant. And I know this because I've been pregnant and I've adopted now 3 times. Hello, Darby. So I can tell you for sure that you do. I get like cravings towards the end where, like, I just need to eat this certain thing. And I realize it's all like mental stuff, but like last week I was like, if I don't have a pot sticker, I'm gonna die. And my husband came home from work and I was like, we have to have Chinese food for dinner. I have to have a pot sticker. I'm just kind of going a little bit crazy, and I feel like also, have you guys ever been like where you have a to-do list that is so long and there's just so much on it and it's all difficult stuff, and that you're just paralyzed by it and then you can't do anything? Like last week, one day, I think I walked around my whole house like a zombie the entire day. I don't think I actually did anything. I'm not even sure if I brushed my teeth. But I evaluated my to-do list about 600 times and called like 10 different people to tell them how much stuff I had to do. But then I don't think I actually ever did anything. I get paralyzed by my stress and lists of things that I need to do. And it will all happen. It will all fall into place. If some of it doesn't happen, it's fine. It's not earth-shattering stuff. But, you know, I don't know. I just feel like I'm at the place now where I'm like losing my head, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I need to do this. I said to my husband this morning, I was like, we've been decorating for Christmas, and I said, I have a list upstairs of 50 things that I need to get done this weekend while you're home, and all I want to do is paint the hallway. He was like, what? And I was like, I know. I don't know why I'm like this. I think that sometimes in my brain, I'm like, okay, well, let me put all that important stuff aside and let's do something that doesn't matter. Because if I screw that up, then, oh well. I don't know if that's what it's about for me. I have no clue. All I know is that I am easily distracted right now. I don't want to say stressed, because I don't know. I mean, I guess I am a little stressed, but it's not, I don't know. It's a good stress. Does that make sense? It's a happy, excited, anxious, nervous. I have been way more nervous about this trip to China than I was about my trip to Africa. Let me just say this. I think that that is mostly related to the fact that when Noah was living in Congo, he was living in a really, really terrible orphanage and he was not being taken care of. And so my mommy instincts were, I need to go and get him out of there now. Like, it didn't matter. I would have clawed through cement to get to him and get him out of there. And I think with Rosie being in such a great care center, I don't have that urgency feeling like if she gets bit by a mosquito, she's going to die of malaria. I don't have that same kind of stresses that I did with Noah. So I think maybe that's why I have more space in my brain to be anxious about the actual travel and the trip. And also, I mean, yes, it was, you know, a 14, 15 hour trip to get to Congo, but it was broken up over 2 planes. We went from here to Brussels and then from Brussels down into Kinshasa. So, and those planes were each about 7 hours, and that was rough. I mean, I'm not an international traveler. I think we've maybe established this before. The only time I've ever left the country is for an adoption. I've never been anywhere. I mean, not even like tropical vacations or cruises or anything. Like, this is my experience in travel has been for adoptions, and I've only ever been to a third world country. So those were really long plane rides, and now this trip, I don't know exactly where we're going to be flying from, but it's going to be a 14 or 15 hour plane ride from wherever we leave in the US over to China. That's a long time, and sometimes I get a little claustrophobic, and I can feel the anxiety just like rising in my throat, mostly about the plane ride, honestly. I'm not so much worried about like being in China and not speaking the language and, you know, that kind of stuff. We'll have a guide. We're working on learning some basic phrases so we can communicate. That's what I did in Congo. A lot of people there in Kinshasa, there's kind of multiple languages spoken there, but French is most common. So we learned a little bit of French before I went, and that helped me out. You know, it worked great. I could communicate with the front desk what I needed, you know. The plan is the same for China, to learn some basic phrases. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is the plane ride is what is stressing me out more than anything. It's being in that confined space for like 15 hours with all these people, and also flying over the ocean. Not my favorite thing. I don't think that's really anyone's favorite thing, but it's definitely not mine. So I have a lot of anxiety about the actual trip itself. So maybe that's kind of adding to my just like, maybe if I put that off, then that won't happen, and that won't, it all has to happen. I have to get on that plane. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also scared. Oh, and I don't know how to use chopsticks. I know, it's sad and maybe pathetic, I don't know. If anyone has any tips for learning to use chopsticks, my sister and I are both like, we have to learn to use chopsticks. We cannot go to China and ask for a fork. We have to learn to use chopsticks. So that's my mission. So here we are, we're 4 weeks out. Apparently I want to learn to use chopsticks. I'm going to learn to speak Mandarin, and I'm going to paint the hallway, and that's the extent of the things I'm going to get done. So what do I actually need to get done 4 weeks out? I do think learning to use chopsticks is important. It is on my list. I still need to obviously pack for Rosie and I. We're packing pretty light, so I'm not super worried about that. My sister and I are going to be doing a shopping trip. We're going to go and get all of our snacks and our essentials, some travel stuff and things, so I think we're going to try to vlog that just for fun, bring you guys along on our China shopping trip. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you guys. This is like, I mean, the most uneventful update ever. It's not like I have anything super exciting to share. Just letting you know that we are close to travel. We are hoping to be able to book our plane tickets and stuff soon. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I am really sorry that this was all over the place, but hopefully I will have, you know, travel news and stuff to share with you guys really soon, and I will see you guys later. Bye.